That's right, bro.
Now, I'm going to be honest. I almost believe he was actually upset at this point, right? Because he got himself so worked up, he couldn't even throw up his full Hail Hitler. Like, he was trying. He couldn't get it up, all right? I know he wants to goose step right out of that witness stand. Right there, he started looking to the person some might call his defense attorney. I mean, the judge, to end scene, all right? It's obvious the judge certainly seems to be betting on Crocodile Kyle, all right? He seems so confident in the outcome that the man was literally catching up on cookie recipes during the trial. Crackers baking cookies, all right? You heard it here first, folks. I think the fix is in. And don't nothing get more sympathy in America than crocodile tears.
Yo, it's your boy, Uneducated Brother. You know how we do it out here in these streets, man. So, I was getting ready to put, together a video about my thoughts on this whole, Kyle Rittenhouse stuff. But then Candace over here came out of nowhere. She's so smart. She says it, better than I can say it. You know, for me, when I say it, I add a little bit of ratchet to it, add a couple of N-words, say a couple of, you know what I'm saying, and all that stuff. But she said the best way that, people can digest it better than I can. But I will take you down to this conversation that I had online with a buddy of mine. You know what I'm saying? You see what I mean? Damn. Alright, we're experiencing a parallel universe the media is trying to spin. The media want you to riot. They want you to destroy your community. Because that's exactly what's going to happen if he gets off. Then my boy what's your stance? Self-defense? I know the media is manipulated, but based on the facts, what's your point of view? And if he were black, would there be a different narrative? I'm this is my honest thought about it right here. Personally, he shouldn't have mind his business. But that's what happened when you defund the police. You have kids with guns thinking they're Superman going to another town to save the day. But even on the trial, the alleged surviving victim admitted Kyle's self-defense. Even other lawyers said that's the smoking gun to prove self-defense. They politicize it so much. No matter what the results are, there will further be division. We can't just jump to race, my brother. We have to stop that. If we were black narrative, that's how they keep us divided. This case has nothing to do with race. Remember, he killed 2 white people and injured another white guy. This has nothing to do with race, but they want to make it Jussie Smollett on steroid plus meth. For real. I wonder how that nigga got away. For real, how the fuck he got away? You know what I mean? He had 16 felony charges. And Kim Fox just dropped everything, talking about we got bigger things to take care of. But let's get back to this one. Lastly, it all started from Jacob Blake's protest. Right? A protest based on a false narrative. Plus, Jacob Blake went on live TV and admitted wrong that he shouldn't have grabbed the knife. The media pushed a false racism narrative. Black man shot by white cop. These people do this shit all the time. And even after all of this stuff comes out, right, not guilty, I'm seeing other friends of mine on Facebook talking about get the strap. You guys want to destroy your own communities? You guys want everything to burn down? Can you imagine if a female not getting fair treatment, or she feel like you disrespect her, she just want to cut herself, do more harm to herself? Would you want to be with that female? I don't understand that. But that's my thought on this. It's not even that big of a deal. That's just one white guy who killed two other white guys. He's not even, he just turned, that's a fucking kid. And these other people, they fucking felons. But Candace, take it away, man. I'm out. One out. Bad boy, baby.
Hey guys, I just made a quick video on Facebook Live and I wanted to basically repeat the video for Instagram because I think it's really important, especially with so many people commenting and sending me nasty messages about the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict, and my full support to the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict. I'm very happy that he has been determined rightfully that he is not guilty, as I predicted. But there's something else that I want to talk to you guys about, and I know this is going to be a super hard video to get through. It's going to be very hard to stomach, but I'm asking you to just watch it and to also share it, because it is important that we all do what we can to awaken everybody to the truth about our media and how far they're willing to go to celebrate degeneracy, to protect criminals, all the while trying to make the innocent look like they're guilty. These are very scary, dangerous times that we live in. And I think that this Kyle Rittenhouse case gives us such a clean-cut example of what people like me have been trying to tell you guys for years about what Black Lives Matter is. And it's despicable. So first and foremost, most people unbelievably thought that this case had to do with Kyle Rittenhouse shooting and killing Black people, which it did not. Obviously, the two people that he shot and killed were white people, and they were white people with a very extensive criminal history. And one of them, the main person that people, Black Lives Matter activists, were actually standing outside of the courtroom with a picture on their picketed signs of Joseph Rosenbaum. And I cannot tell you that I have never been closer to wanting to physically vomit than when I saw a picture of Joseph Rosenbaum being held up as if he were a hero. I mean, it's the closest thing to me as me wanting to physically vomit, knowing that there was a statue of George Floyd, a man that terrorized people his entire life. And actually, Joseph Rosenbaum is worse. He actually is worse. So we weren't allowed to tell the truth before because Facebook was a part of the big lie, and they censored anybody who tried to get the truth out about this case early on, because they were a part of trying to get out this narrative of white supremacy and domestic terrorism when this case has everything to do with all white people. But now that the verdict is in, we can now share the truth about what we have known to be true about these people who pursued Kyle Rittenhouse that night. First and foremost, I want you guys to know that Joseph Rosenbaum was charged with 11 counts of child molestation. I'm going to read it exactly, because we know Facebook fact checkers will very quickly try to defend a pedophile. 11 counts of child molestation and inappropriate sexual activity around children, including anal rape and oral sex. The victims, Joseph Rosenbaum's victims, were 5 boys, and the boys were between the ages of 9 and 11 years old. And you guys know he went to prison for 12 years for this, but I want to take you through each and every count. Please, I know it's hard to get through, it's hard to stomach. There are 11 counts, but you need to know. You need to know and you need to hear this, because I want you to correctly assess the people right now who have been defending Joseph Rosenbaum and who have been trying to delude you into believing that this man is a hero who was out trying to defend Black lives. Joseph Rosenbaum, the first count, there are 11. The first count was for public sexual indecency to a minor, committing an act of sexual contact by masturbating while the minor was present. The second count was for penetrating a minor, penetrating the victim's anus with his penis. The third count was for advertising and distributing an item of harm that was harmful to minors, which were photographs of nude women, including their genitals. Count 4 was committing an act of sexual contact by masturbating while a minor was present. Count 5 was knowingly engaging in an act of sexual intercourse with a minor. Again, these minors were between the ages of 9 and 11 years old, by penetrating the victim's anus with his penis. Count 6 was engaging in an act of oral sexual contact with a minor by inserting his penis into the victim's mouth. Again, they were between the ages of 9 and 11. Count 7 was knowingly engaging in an act of oral sexual contact with a minor under the age by placing his mouth on the victim's penis. Count 8 was engaging in sexual contact with a child involving the genitals by touching the victim's penis with his hand. Count 9 was engaging in sexual contact with the child involving the genitals by causing the victim to touch his penis. Count 10, don't worry, we're almost done, there's only 2. Again, this is important for you to hear. Count 10 was engaging in sexual contact with a child under age involving the genitals by touching the victim's penis with his finger. And count 11, the last count, was indecently exposing his genitals to a minor under the age by showing the victim his penis. So those are the 11 accounts that he was charged with. He copped a plea, so he had to plead to lesser charges. They were amended in the plea deal, and he was convicted of the amended counts, and that is why he spent 12 years in prison. knowing this information, and many of you may not have known that information and may have been getting piecemeal things online because so much of it was censored, I want you to really think about the evil of the mainstream media, that a convicted pedophile, quite literally, Joseph Rosenbaum was the aggressor, chased another child, which, by the way, he legally was not even allowed to be around any person under the age of 18 years old. He chased another child, used the N-word, so used racial slurs as he was chasing this child, Kyle Rittenhouse, and yet somehow the media wanted you to believe that this convicted pedophile who was using racial slurs, black racial slurs, was on the side of Black lives, as if he was really out there because he cared about Black lives, as if any person who cares about Black lives and racial justice would be out using the N-word and chasing children. It doesn't make any sense. Of course, it was a big lie, another big media lie, and they worked in coordination with big tech to make sure that this lie lived, and you had celebrities endorsing this lie, and it takes a lot of evil to make a concerted effort to turn a pedophile of the most despicable order. I mean, I could spit thinking about this man, into a hero. It takes a certain kind of stomach to plaster that man's face onto a poster and to stand outside hoping that an innocent child spends the rest of his life in prison. It takes a special kind of despicable individual to use social media in the vein that LeBron James did to paint that innocent child, being Kyle Rittenhouse, as a monster who's faking his tears, who was obviously absolutely terrified that night. I can't even imagine just having a pedophile chase you, period. Absolutely terrified that night, and rightfully dislodged his weapon in self-defense, because who knows what Joseph Rosenbaum would have done if he got his hands on him. This is the person that the media has been trying to convince people is a hero. And the other person, by the way, has arrests for false imprisonment, domestic abuse, but the media narrative was really focused on Joseph Rosenbaum, and I wanted to tell you guys the ugly truth, because we are in the midst of an information war right now, and we have a very real and a very evil and a very motivated group of individuals who are celebrating degeneracy. I cannot tell you the ways in which Black Lives Matter to me is the scum of the earth. I genuinely, I think any person that supports that organization and can look at the records of the people that it defends, I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know what is wrong with you, that you would ever use the hashtag in support of the organization that you know that criminal after convicted criminal they defend, even ones that don't make sense, like Joseph Rosenbaum, who has absolutely nothing to do with Black people. We know why Joseph Rosenbaum was there that night. It is the same reason why every time there's a Black Lives Matter issue pending, criminals come out and they get ready. It's because they know that they can run around freely and commit crimes and they will not be held accountable, because you have foolish celebrities, foolish athletes, foolish media members that are telling them that they are right to break into stores, to steal luxury good items, pretending that it's because of Black issues, right? They know that for a full night, it's essentially the purge. You can run through the night like a criminal and you can get away with crimes, whether those crimes be literally murder. People have been shooting people. People have died in Black Lives Matter protests. And you know that celebrities will create a fund and say, we have to get these people out of prison because they are despicable, disgusting, backwards human beings that no person should idolize, okay? No person should idolize these people that are allowing these people to go out at night, ruin, burn down neighborhoods, burn entire police precincts to the ground, burning Wendy's to the ground. You think these people are out there advocating for Black lives as they destroy Black neighborhoods? No. It is a get out of jail free card. It is go commit crimes and do it and know that you have the full support of leftist politicians who in my opinion should be in prison, the full support of athletes who in my position should be sued for the defamation that they have attacked Kyle Rittenhouse with, and media members who view these people as their useful idiots and their boots on the ground, who will go out and pursue their mob justice. They know they lie. if you are still defending Joseph Rosenbaum after you now know all of this information, if you are still defending Joseph Rosenbaum after watching the videos that we all got to watch in public court, something is wrong with you. You really should go get examined, in my opinion. I think that we are dealing with a serious level of derangement. And if you think that I would ever lower myself to offer an apology for standing against a convicted pedophile who pursued another child that night, then you have no idea who I am. I do not care what the mob wants. I don't care if the mob wants to erect statues of George Floyd. I don't care if the mob wants to erect statues of Joseph Rosenbaum, okay? I find all of it to be absolute filth. I will never stand with it, and I will always speak up against it. Anyways, this is a major win for independent media. So I just want to congratulate everybody who has been getting the truth out and talking, rightfully standing up for Rittenhouse. You know, I'm obviously proud of my show at the Daily Wire, which I hope all of you guys are subscribed to. I work really hard on it. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe right now. Use my code RESIST when you sign up at dailywire.com/subscribe. If you use the code RESIST, you'll get 25% off. Again, I work really hard on it, and I think that I really fight to be on the right side every single time, regardless of whether or not it makes me popular. And I do not care if ignorant people want to message me and tell me, oh, you're despicable if you're defending Joseph Rosenbaum. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Mr. Shakur, can we get a comment from you at all?
Hell no. Thug life.
Tell us what
Thug life. Thug life. That's my comment.
What's that mean?